As a Detroit Pistons fan myself, I am upset. First of all, the most recent news, this happened 2 days ago as I'm recording this, but Isaiah Stewart got arrested for sucker punching Drew Ebanks pre-game. He got thrown out of the game, and then he was further arrested and issued a citation and released by Phoenix police. Now, Stewart's a hothead. We all know that. We seen it back when LeBron elbowed him in the face inadvertently. But this will be his second suspension without a doubt. I can't see where the team's not going to suspend him. I feel like that for this, they will do what they did with Draymond and send him to some sort of counseling or therapy and try and get him back on the court. Or for this, it could happen like Miles Bridges with his incident and get completely waived of his contract and perhaps join the team later. And that's not what Pistons fans want to hear, especially from our starting power forward who has been out with an ankle injury for the past couple of weeks. And this isn't my only issue with the team. Now, if we go over here and we look at our previous game against the Phoenix Suns, not much looks odd here, but if you were actually watching the game, you would see that Jaden Ivey started at point guard and Cade Cunningham was moved to the 2, which is really weird. Cade's our point guard, Ivey's our 2. That's how it's ran all season. Well, and besides when Monty started Killian Hayes over Jaden Ivey, which, again, I was not a happy fan when Monty first joined the team, but now he's making this decision, which Ivy is now running our offense, which this is our most recent game. He only played 14 and a half minutes. Now, I don't know anything about that. I wasn't able to watch the game. I don't know. He could have gotten injured, could have gotten anything. I don't know. But when I look at the stat sheet, you compare him and Cade's right here, these two columns, points. Cade had 13, Jaden Ivey only had 2. Now, when I'm looking at switches like a Luka and Kyrie perhaps, or when even Kyrie was on the Nets with James Harden, Harden was running the point guard and Kyrie moved to the 2, which again, I'm not too much of a fan of this issue. I think it is an issue that needs to be fixed. If we're going to go positionless basketball, we shouldn't even have positions in the NBA in general. It's the same thing with Ben Simmons, but Ben Simmons, I can kind of see his case because I can see him as 3 positions, which is a point guard, a small forward, or power forward. I would still consider him a small forward / power forward, but he would have the duties of a point guard. He would have the ball in his hand. It's kind of like LeBron, but I don't like when they run LeBron at the point guard. I'd rather him be the small forward or power forward, small forward ideally, and just have the ball in his hands most of the time, bringing the ball up the floor. Now with Ivy and Cade, I'm looking at, okay, if Ivy's now rallying our offense, he's got to be dishing the ball and getting assist, which is this column right here. Ivy had 0 assists last night against the Phoenix Suns. Cade had 8 assists. He had 8 assists. Ivy had 0. So Cade was still doing his thing, unlike Jaden Ivey was. So I'm not really sure what Monty's thinking here. It's the same thing with, like I brought up earlier, Killian Hayes when he started at shooting guard. He was statistically the worst player in the NBA everyone was making fun of him. Now, I liked Killian Hayes' play, but he shouldn't have been starting for us. I still think he deserves a spot on this team. Like, I would rather him play than Malachi Flynn. That's just my opinion. I'd rather see Killian Hayes. But now he's waived, and I doubt he will get a chance in the NBA now. Excuse my voice. I'm a little sick, but excuse that for just a little bit while I talk about this issue. Now, Cade is still kind of doing his thing. Kind of, you can tell it's bothering him. And now this could just be totally us playing good teams. Like we play the Phoenix Suns, and here in a little bit I'll bring up the Los Angeles Lakers game that we played and show the issues with that game. But Cade, he's still putting up some points, still doing his assists, he still got his rebounds. Ivy just didn't have anything. Now, I really do like Ivy, don't think I'm hating on him, but Ivy's one of my favorite players, and he only scored 2 points, had 1 steal, and he shot 0% from the field. I don't like to see that. You can tell that Monty's decision making is kind of messing with our players' heads. It's not making them confident like they should be. And that was an issue that Monty brought up earlier in the season, that our young guys just can't be afraid to do what they do. But you can tell it's affecting him. Cade's still shooting a little efficiently in this game. It is the Suns, so you're going to see some rough stats from a young team like this. But some high points, Thompson, 14 points on amazing efficiency. We love to see that, especially knowing that he tends to struggle with his shooting, like his free throws right here, 0 of 3. And you can tell it's even messing up Duren. 7 points, 9 rebounds. That's kind of what Duren does. I think he averages 12 rebounds, but only 7 points. I think that has to do with Cade not having the ball and them not running the pick and roll. Because Cade knows how to set up Duren. I don't know how many times Duren has scored in the Cade and Duren pick and roll. It's got to be a good amount. They got to be one of the best pick and roll duos in the league right now, with assists to points ratio like that wise, you know. But Duren's, I think he put up 2 20-20 games in the past 2 weeks, and he just put up 7 and 9. He did have 5 assists, 2 steals, which is amazing. We want to see that, but like it's obviously affecting him. Now we bring up the Los Angeles Lakers game, right? We can see that Ivy did play a bit better. He had more points than Cade. He had 5 assists, like point guard wise, and he was doing his thing. 2 steals, even a block. He didn't shoot that efficiently, though. Didn't shoot that efficiently in his new role. Even for Cade, it messed him up. You can see he only scored 12 points. He had 7 assists, 7 rebounds. But his efficiency, 0% from 3, didn't make one. And he shot 26.7% from the field. Those two are abysmal numbers. And you can tell. Now, like I said earlier, it's the Lakers, it's the Phoenix Suns. Like, it could totally be because of their defense, and I might even say that it is. But it's interesting that Monty throws this change at them halfway through the season when we are the worst team in the league, set the record for the worst team almost ever, and I guess we don't have much to lose, but this was hard to watch. This is hard to watch. Ivy is our shooting guard. Cade's our point guard. You can't take that away from them. You really can't. And again, with Duren, only had 8 points and 8 rebounds. He did have 4 offensive rebounds, which is that man's game. Didn't shoot a free throw. Little interesting, but 44% from a big man, that's not too good. We don't want to see that. A high point from this game, again, is Asar Thompson. He had 19 points. He had a steal, a couple of rebounds. No assist, which is unfortunate. But he shot almost 70% right here. 70% from the field. We love to see that. From our rookie, we love to see that. But he was the only one who shot particularly well on high attempts. You can see down here that Marcus Sasser, he shot 10% from the field, 33% from three. That's not good. That is not good. He only made one three-pointer, finishes the game with 3 points. He did have 5 assists, which is pretty good, and a steal, but still. I would like to see Ivy be moved back to the 2, Cade be moved back to the 1, and hopefully with this Isaiah Stewart situation, hopefully he can start at power forward again, get this core 5 going. I loved this starting 5 when earlier in the season when Bogdanovich was injured and Thompson was starting. He was actually 3rd in early Rookie of the Year voting when Bogdanovich was out and he was starting. And then he slowly fell down with less minutes when he was not a starter and Bogdanovich came back. So I'm going to be excited to see him get more opportunities to grow like that. I am a little upset with the trades that we did. Kevin Knox, I love his game, but that was a good trade. It was a good trade, and he brings more offense than Kevin Knox did, and he's a very what's the word? Very courageous player. Let's just put it like that. He doesn't shy away from trying to score the ball at all, and we love to see it. But Bogey and Alec Burks was exactly that, and we traded both of them to the Knicks for Evan Fournier, who scored 13 points in this game. Malachi Flynn, I know that, and 2 other guys. I think Quentin Grimes and who else? Ryan Arcidiacono. Now, I don't know. I think we might have waived his contract, or he might not just be playing for us. I'm not too sure. But that was the deal. I'm not really too sure about these guys. I understand that the Pistons are rebuilding, and they don't want to re-sign those guys for heavy contracts this offseason. So, good to see them make a move. It's understandable, but I'm not too sure about these players. Now, the Knicks are going to look good after this All-Star break, let me tell you. They're going to look amazing. Count my words on that. But we really need to figure out this whole situation once Ivy and Duran get back from the All-Star break. But yeah, that's all I had. I just really wanted to talk about these issues as a Pistons fan. And I hope that some of you agree with me. If you have your own opinion, please leave them in the comments. And yeah, that's it. Have a good one.